Hi, you're welcome to one more episode of our education series. In this series, we are going to be looking at a comparison between SSC done by Waec, also known as WASC, and the one done by NECO. Before now, you should have listened to our videos on Waec and NECO SSC. So this is a comparison between both of them. We'll be looking at similarities, differences, and also just dropping some final thoughts on what these exams are all about. So, first off, what are the similarities between the SSC examinations by WAEC and NECO? Just as I said, they are both SSC examinations. They are both O-level examinations. What are O-level examinations? They are those examinations that you take to signify the completion of your secondary education, right? And they are both those examinations. So that's one. The second thing is they have examinations for school candidates. These are students that are still in the school system. So say those in SS3 that are intending to complete, they can take their examinations as a group in the school, and those are school candidates. While you have the private candidates, individuals that are out of the school system. Maybe they were in school before, they want to still take these examinations as an added advantage for them, or they left school a while ago, just want to take the examination on their own. So any one of this works. But those are the two similarities with NECO and WAEC. So what are the differences? Before I get into the differences, I want to tell you a short backstory. So in the year 1977, slightly before that, there were issues of malpractice by the people doing the WAEC SSC at that time. And in that year, it's kind of increased. And there were deliberations. What should we do differently? And one of the things that came up from those deliberations were to have other bodies managing SSC. And that is where the NECO body came up to manage the NECO SSC. So NECO started in the year 1999 to be able to manage this issue. So NECO didn't just come up from the blues, but it came up as one of the things to help manage the issues with malpractice that were happening with WAEC SSC. So now to the differences. Number one is that they are managed by different bodies. So SSC is done by the WAEC, which we've already established, and you have the SSC done by NECO, two independent bodies. The second thing is that these exams take place at different times. So if you want to do the WAEC SSC, known as WASC, right, you will be taking that in May, June. And for NECO, you'll be taking your examinations in June, July, right? Another difference is the pricing. So this might not be a big deal, but interestingly, some people hold this there. NECO is slightly cheaper than WAEC. You would still pay additional fees if you register late for any of these ones, but if you look at it in the grand scheme of things, it's slightly cheaper. Maybe because it's local, that is Nigeria, while WAEC is West Africa, right? And then the final difference we're talking about is the global acceptance. If you intend to study in a university outside the country, there might be limitations to using your NECO SSC results. Now, this doesn't mean that some all countries outside Nigeria do not accept it. Some universities do, but in some cases, universities will recognize the SSC from WAEC rather than the one from NECO. So if you know you want to go to schools outside the country, have open options. You might need to take both examinations or take WAEC instead of the NECO SSC. So those are the four differences we've established. One is the time, the governing bodies, the times at which the examinations are taken, the pricing, and then finally the global acceptance. So the last thing we'll be doing in this video is talk about final thoughts. My final thoughts will be, if you intend to take your SSC for school candidates, say next year, my advice would be to take the private WAEC or NECO SSC in the current year. Why? Because this helps you to prepare for that examination. Now, this is not cast in stone and it's not applied to everyone. Some of you might have parental preferences where your parents say, I can't pay for this examination twice, just take it once and make it, right? You can also have a personal preference of, I don't want to waste my time and energy. But I've seen instances where people prepare for these examinations, take it the first time, and they make it, and they eventually still take the SSC for school candidates when it is time. So you can start with this because it helps to prepare you. I can also give you good results. Whenever it's time for your SSC, that is for school candidates, you can then go ahead to take it. Take the Waec first and take the NECO afterwards because they do not clash, right? Once you take these examinations, you see your results, you should do well. You should do well if you've taken everything that we've said from the previous videos and taking your own personal preparation seriously. But in the event where you have taken the private, taken the one for school candidates, and you still don't make it, you have one more trial that you can take. So it's not one more trial, like I'm giving you the advice of one more trial. You can keep taking it for as long as you want to, but nobody wants to keep doing the same thing over and over again. They say it's a mad person that does the same thing continuously and expects a different result. So this time, you need to take a backstage. Think about the things you have done wrongly. Think about the things you didn't do rightly. Put in that additional effort, the sleepless nights where you need to, extra tutorials, and put in everything and take it one more time. Now, one more time would depend on you. What did you enjoy the most from the privates, the WIAC or NECO? Which of these SSCs versions did you enjoy the most? Then you can take that again. And if you take in all the feedback, put in all the efforts, I believe you should make it this final time. With this, we've been able to talk to you about WIAC, NECO, the differences. And I hope the time you are ready to take your SSC examination, you take it once and for all. Else, your next trial, you make it on that point. Stay tuned for the remaining episodes of our educational series. Bye.